All right, I got to warn you. This is a pretty long review. Longer than it probably should be for just one movie, but the co-host and I, we had gone to a midnight screening for Resident Evil Afterlife, and when we got home, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning when we started recording, and you know how we are. We start having fun, we lose track of time, and the next thing you know, we've done a way longer than usual review. So here's what I'm going to do. For those of you who want to hear our rating for this film, but don't want to stick around for the whole recording, I'll go ahead and give that rating right now. For those of you who do want to stick around for the whole recording, but don't want to hear the rating right now, I'm going to give you about 20 seconds or so to walk away, and you don't have to hear it, and then when I'm done, we'll come back and we'll proceed. Okay, so walk away right now. Go now. Go. All right. For those of you who want to get the hell out of here, the rating that we give for Resident Evil Afterlife is some old bullshit. Yes, that's what we both gave it. And, oh, wait a minute. Everybody's coming back now. Okay. All right. Yes, we're done. We gave it already. Yeah, we're finished. Okay. These people are just leaving. They're going about their day, and you're sticking around. So please, those of you who are staying for the rest of the recording, have a seat, enjoy, and I'm glad to have you.
The Umbrella Corporation feels safe.
Everything is quiet here.
They feel secure. They're wrong.
Midnight movie madness, boy.
Just like in the old days.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time.
Chum. I
Yeah.
know, man. It's been a long time since you and I both, were in the same theater watching a midnight movie.
I know, man. What
Either me
was
being bamboozled into it.
I know. What was the last
like
one?
Marmaduke.
I was about to say, that was your last midnight movie, right? The Marmaduke.
Yeah.
You saw it twice in the midnight movie, right?
That's right. I got stuck in that theater.
Hey, reel it up again. One more time. Nah, they didn't have
the
us.
rats were working the projection. His name, Rocco or Roscoe. He was up there working it.
Even the rats were like, man, we don't want to see this shit. We're gone. We're going to infest another theater where they're not playing Marmaduke. Yeah, man, we had to go see a midnight of Resident Evil Afterlife because they did not have a screening.
And, I completely understand why.
You see, these days, there are some films where they don't screen. And it's not that whole thing anymore completely of, well, we're not screening this because we have a bad movie on our hands. A lot of times people say this movie's critic-proof.
Oh, yeah.
So this movie's gonna make a lot of money. Basically, they say fuck the critics.
Yeah, and this is one of those movies. I mean, because regardless of what anyone says about it, it has its fan base, which is every other fucking kid out there who wants to go see a midnight movie. They're gonna see it regardless. And this is unfortunately though. After seeing this movie, this is one of those movies that needs to be shot in the head off. All right, because honestly, it should be called Resident Evil Afterthought. Because that's what everything that happened in this movie seemed like. It's
Resident Evil ass wipe. I mean,
it's like somebody turned in a project, or somebody turned in a script, and they're like, "This is still about Resident Evil, right?" Oh shit, that's right. Oh, so they went back and fucking wrote in zombies here. What's the new game out? Oh yeah. What's the big boss? Oh yeah, all right.
Oh yeah, we put this creature right here.
Yeah.
See, there's only one.
All it is.
There's only one flaw in your logic right there. In order to turn in a script, you would first have to have a script, and they don't. In this movie, I doubt it had one. I'm sure it probably had storyboards for all the cool scenes in it, but as far as anything that's worth writing down in the script is fucking. I mean, the dialogue in this could have been made up on the spot.
Because it's well, you know what? I don't know whoever was thinking this on the spot. If it was Mila Jovovich coming up with these lines, she needs to stop doing that shit. Because honestly, there was nothing. None of these lines made any goddamn sense or it helped at any point in this story. It was completely pointless. There's a lot of pointless exposition, like stupid exposition. It was basically Mila Jovovich and her video diaries, half of this movie.
At the beginning, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Am I watching your confessions? Am I watching the Oxygen channel right now?
I thought I was watching YouTube for a while. You know how monotone people are on YouTube, where they're just obviously they have nothing to say except they just have the need to move their mouth.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's how it.
Yeah,
man.
people, really, you'd be better off watching Mila Jovovich in front of her webcam at home for a good 20 minutes of this movie. It was like,
felt like
really? I mean, this is a movie where you're right. There's two reasons why they didn't have a screening for it. Because one, Yeah, and this does have a locked-in audience. That midnight movie we were at tonight, when we came in, we were trying to see if Cyrus was in there. We walked in, it's like the theater was full. We was like, shit, we ain't gonna find him here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's funny because when everybody's wearing 3D glasses, everybody looks the same.
I know.
I mean, you could have a black dude with an afro sitting next to a blonde girl, and they would look the same with those 3D glasses on in the dark. I'm like, I could not tell the difference. I was like, whatever. I saw it's just a sea of Ray Charles looking people.
I was saying, it was a theater full of black people. Where's Cyrus at? Should be easy to pinpoint.
But yeah, Cyrus was sitting next to a black midget. I couldn't tell them apart. But man, the other thing is that this is shitty. This is awful. I mean, no studio would look at this and think that any critic would walk into this and say that this is good. Now, some critics probably will, but the majority, I'm sure, are going to be like, yeah, whatever. This is not that good. And really, who cares? Because this is a franchise. This is a series. It's based on a very popular series of video games, even though it has nothing to do with them.
Oh no.
And it is raking in money the first few weeks that it's open. You know, at least the first couple. And I held the first movie. I held against it that it was not like the game, because the game, we said it over and over again, the first Resident Evil movie and the first Resident Evil game, that game is like playing with Lego, man, almost, but it's still creepy because it has a very moody atmosphere, a very eerie atmosphere set in a mansion. The movie turned into some techno music action film.
It was like at the time it was the very defining definition of like an MTV film.
Yeah.
Where it was a lot of shit going on the screen with a great soundtrack, and that was about it.
Yeah.
And you can even question the soundtrack, but you know what? Once again, Paul W.S. Anderson is helming this film. Which,
yes.
I was like, you know what? Did the last movie actually do a lot more better than the past two? Because that would be the only reason for me to think, why he would come back and try to rake in on this franchise again. I thought he handed it off or something, but apparently, he stepped back in to take his baby over again.
Paul W.S. Anderson, and what was the last movie called? Resident Evil Apocalypse?
No, it was called Resident Evil Extinction.
Resident Evil Extinction.
Right.
Okay.
Which was honestly pretty far more entertaining than the last two movies. Yeah?
Paul W.S. Anderson, I know he directed the first one. I'm not sure about the second one.
No, he didn't direct the second one.
Okay, I don't know who directed the second one. The third one was directed by a guy named Russell Mulcahy. And
I think I heard of him.
And so he can yeah, every time you cough up phlegm, that's what you heard of. Russell. But this fourth film, Resident Evil Afterlife, it was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who, now, it's important that I say this. Paul W.S. Anderson says he loves the video games.
Right.
Resident Evil 5 is his favorite. Now, this is coming from I'm pretty sure that's what he said at Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to say, man, this was just goofy, stupid, campy fun. This movie knew exactly what it was. They didn't mean to be serious. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. Yeah, that's bullshit, because this is no guy who says, I love this series as much as he did would do something stupid with it. Like, he did with this.
I mean, but come on. How many times have we heard that from any director, who's about to helm any kind of big franchise? How many times have we heard that? You know what? I'm just like the fans. I'm a big fan. I'm the biggest fan that this franchise has, and I'm gonna deliver the goods. I'm gonna deliver what the fans want. I mean,
yeah.
He sold me that shit the first time, and I was like, all right, it kind of looks like a Resident Evil film. And then like afterwards, I'm like, okay, that was nothing like Resident Evil. You had some glimpses of there. So you showed me the mansion and everything else, but I felt no sense of dread. There was no sense of anything that I enjoyed from that video game at all.
The only video game he's understood is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Because he got that shit right.
Because Mortal Kombat consists of two people beating the shit out of each other. You and I, we could film that. Mortal Kombat. We can stick Mortal Kombat, put some guys in a goddamn, bathing suit, a yellow bathing suit or something, and it's that.
Yeah, some tights and let them go at it. Yeah.
Look, watch him fight. Mortal Kombat.
Boom,
put it on YouTube. That's it. That's a movie.
Yeah, but
this one, obviously, I don't know if he got jealous of the last director who actually made a somewhat decent and fun film.
Yeah.
Because this one, it's like he pretty much just went and took everything that was entertaining about that third film and stripped it all the fuck away.
Yeah, let me see if I can sum up this series and this film for people out there who are probably not familiar with it. The series has been following a character who is not in the video game. They've decided to do an offshoot character named Alice, played by Mia Jovovich, who is she was I guess an employee of this evil corporation called Umbrella. Okay, the thing is, you think like Johnson and Johnson or somebody's fucked up the planet, and no, they don't create zombies. Umbrella does shit that creates zombies, and they're prepared for it because they have the bunkers underground, high tech bunkers that like just in case we destroy the planet, we got somewhere to go.
Right. It's more like Red Bull than Johnson Johnson.
Umbrella's probably the most eco-unfriendly company on the planet. I mean, they wipe out everybody. But so Alice learns that she's also been a byproduct of Umbrella, and she's gained these powers. And so
by this T virus.
By this T virus,
she was the only one, I think, who's able to get this T virus as far as being a host. She was the only one that didn't explode, I guess. During the experiment.
Yeah, that's right. And so for the last 3 movies, she's been trying to take down Umbrella before they do something drastic. Well, at this point, like I said, they pretty much killed everybody on the planet. Don't get any more drastic than that. I think at this point it'd be like, you know what? Who gives a fuck? There's nobody around to hurt. Let's just Umbrella, just leave him alone. Why?
Yeah, and that's the flawed logic about this film. It's like you have this big corporation still trying to be evil, but I'm like, you've killed everybody. Who in the fuck are you trying to be evil to? I mean, what is the ultimate goal here? What do you want? Own a bunch of this land? Who in the fuck are you going to sell it to?
You have all the real estate on the planet at this point. There's nobody to stop you except the living dead.
This is a Lex Luthor project gone horribly wrong.
Yeah. I tell you what, why don't you quit concentrating on being evil and concentrate on getting rid of all these goddamn zombies, and then you can build condos everywhere for or maybe you can build zombie condos. I don't know.
You know what? Maybe they're going to teach the zombies how to buy real estate. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Explain it to me, Quinn. Help me understand. Paul W.S. Anderson, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, there's no sense in her going after them except for just personal revenge. There's no sense in Umbrella being evil, but yet Umbrella's still evil, headed up by the insidious Wesker. What was his name? Albert
Played
Wesker.
by Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer's clone.
Yeah, that dude who plays him is a guy. What's this dude's name? It's the guy named is Sean Roberts in this movie, who says every line with his teeth closed. Alice, I see you found me. Man, open your goddamn mouth when you talk. I mean, come on.
You always see the guy with sunglasses. I thought maybe his sunglasses are doing the talking for him. I don't get it. It's like maybe he's just a host, and the sunglasses, those glasses are like the major evil corporation.
It's like
because those glasses are so prominent. There's even a 3D action shot of those sunglasses going into action, fighting Chris and Claire Redfield.
He throw those glasses like those glasses are a fucking dagger or something. Like those glasses are a throwing star. But it's almost like the guy's a bad ventriloquist. Like he needs a dummy when he's talking to her because the whole time it looks like he's trying to talk without moving his lips. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing he needs to do is like drink water while he's talking to him, a dummy. Alice, we've been waiting for you.
My plan is coming together perfectly, just like I have foreseen. Really? How many times have we been in this situation?
So in this movie, being that everybody's wiped out, not only is Alice on her mission with her clones, which is a whole thing we'll get into a little bit, to take down, still on a mission to take down Umbrella, but also to find survivors. I guess she says, well, if I'm going to find survivors, Umbrella's going to fuck them up too if I don't get rid of them. So, yeah, she's on a mission to just pretty much start over and get whoever's still alive to come with her to this place that they keep hearing about called, what was it called? Arcadia? Is that what it was?
Arcadia.
Yeah.
Basically, there were signals being sent out with a message saying here in Arcadia, there's no infection. It's a safe zone. So wherever you are, come find us.
The last survivors followed a radio signal to Alaska.
This is Arcadia, broadcasting under emergency frequency. We offer safety and security, food and shelter.
Yeah, and I think we just wasted 5 minutes of our time because none of that story fucking matters at all. No. Here's the problem with the film. As I mentioned, Paul W.S. Anderson loves Resident Evil so much. I see it. He loves it so much that he is infatuated with how cool certain things are. And he takes those scenes and throws them into the movie. The thing that he does that's wrong, though, is that he does nothing to make these set pieces or these action scenes that he's taken from the game make sense in the film. If there's no explanation for why all these zombies all of a sudden their mouths open up to look like they're swallowing squid or octopus.
Right. Yeah.
There's no reason for like why the dog's head split open. They make sense. They're silly in the game, but at least in the context of the game, they make a little bit of sense. And the biggest thing is, who out of all these mindless zombies who are like just coming after this one building in the city because they know that there's human flesh up there to eat. There's one big 9-foot dude who they don't fuck with, who out of all this has managed to somehow build a big Paul Bunyan axe / John Henry hammer.
Yeah, it's like the biggest meat tenderizer.
Who is clearly not a mindless zombie because he had enough sense to build this thing, and he has enough sense to walk up and use this tool to like break down a gate. The zombies don't fuck with him. We don't know who this guy is. We don't know why he's dressed up like a rapper with a hood over his head. We don't know where he got this hammer from. Why did Paul W.S. Anderson put it in there?
I'll tell you why. What? So you can have that one kid go, "Hey, it's that one dude from Resident Evil 4."
Exactly.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Or Resident Evil 5.
Well, it's Resident Evil 5. Yeah, that's the character from Resident Evil 5. And he even said, like, he's like, I love that character. Yeah. That character looks so cool. And and that's all he did it for. It's like, it looked cool, so just throw it in the movie with no explanation.
I know. You know what? I always think that this is a guy who claims to love the video games, and all I can think as far as his version, or at least, he's in Hollywood, so those people have like a whole nother sense of thinking, unlike the rest of us, to where I think he honestly probably has like 2 kids, like 2 of his nephews playing the game, and I think he just walks by every once in a while and is taking care of them and going, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Who's that guy?" And the kids tell him, "Awesome, I'm gonna put him in the movie."
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, because they look, these characters. I had the same complaint about Resident Evil 2 when they threw in the Nemesis character for like no real reason. They kind of gave you a backstory, but he was just there. I mean, there was no real explanation why he was there, but besides just to be a character.
But at least they gave you some background as to where he came from, what led up to him. They didn't do much with him except have him walk around.
That's the thing, not at all. There was a little backstory, but they didn't. At the second film, they didn't care. They threw it all out.
Oh, he just walked around talking about stars.
Exactly.
But this movie, this is a character that comes out of nowhere.
No, out of fucking nowhere.
In the video game Resident Evil 5, yeah, it's kind of stupid, but you know where it's coming from. Right. In this movie, everybody's like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, I know. It just comes down like, boom, boom. You're like, whoa, who's this dude?
You're like the characters in the movie. You're like, because they said, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm asking the same thing right now.
Who's this guy?
Now, you do have some characters who are from the game that come up in the movie. You have, and some people who return. You have Claire Redfield, who was played by Ali Lauder. You have, and then you have some new characters that they introduce. You have a well-known character in the game, Chris Redfield, who was in the first game and they comes up in other games, played by Wentworth Miller, who was well known for being in Prison Break.
Who is atrocious in this film.
Yeah, well, shit, everybody. They're not giving anything to do.
Him especially, though.
Oh, yeah, he's not, yeah. And by the way, they changed the background of his character. And here's the other thing, is like, and so when they don't do anything with these characters that really relate to the game, and it gets silly in the movie because it's one of those coincidences where Chris Redfield is related to Claire Redfield, and out of the most ridiculous circumstances, they find each other.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for them to be in the same place at one time. This is the level of writing in this movie. Let's just throw things together so that we can get to the cool shit and show you these cool things that we've ripped off from the video game, and that would not be so bad. I could take this as a goofy film. I could take this as, oh, well, this is just a mindless action film. I won't pay attention to the story. I can roll with that. I don't mind if that was cool. But as you said, there's so many times when you're either scratching your head because you don't know what's going on, or you're just bored.
And that's the biggest complaint that I have about this film, is that it is extremely boring. I mean, as soon as they do their big, their big extravaganza of an action scene, which basically, I mean, Paul W.S. Anderson has fucking really run out of ideas, because I tell you what, every scene in that first like 15 minutes of this movie is completely just ripped off from other films, and most importantly, they rip off like the biggest scene in The Matrix, where you see Trinity falling down, shooting her guns in the air. You know, the Mila Jovovich character, Alice, does the same exact thing, and she's shooting in the air for no apparent reason. Besides, I mean, I'm just like, okay, now that really doesn't make any sense. 'Cause what the fuck is she shooting at?
Oh yeah, but you.
And the thing is that when you see these shots done, it's like, okay, is Paul W.S. Anderson just trying to let us know how cool The Matrix would have really looked if it was shot in 3D?
Oh yeah,
There's no logic to it.
No, he uses slow motion like crazy.
The bullet time.
I would. What's the Zach? What's his name?
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder. Let me take time to apologize to you right now for talking about you use slow mo way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paul W.S. Anderson puts you to shame.
Oh yeah.
There are things that people do that don't need to have like slow mo.
Dude, I mean, I'm glad you brought him up because that's the first thing I thought about watching these scenes. I was like, everyone needs to fucking write a written apology to that fucking guy because you know what? At least something was going on when even when it was in slow mo. Somebody got punched. In this movie, I mean, they go so far as using the slow mo that it takes about 15, 20 minutes until somebody either gets hit or punched or stabbed. I mean, and the 3D. I mean, okay. The only thing I'll give this credit, give the movie credit for, is that it looks crisp and clean, and the 3D looks. I mean, at least the look of the film looks great.
No, yeah, yeah.
But you know, besides that, all the 3D shit that they're giving us, it's awful. It is awful. I mean, all we get really, anything getting thrown at us are bullets that you can barely see. You get one big ass axe, but that's about as big as extravagant as they get with it. And I'm like, really, what else are you gonna throw at me with this bullshit that you can't even come up with anything that cool anymore? Are you gonna throw butter knives at me? I mean, really? I mean, give me something fucking big. I know we all saw Avatar. I mean, really, you can't really raise that bar just a little bit.
I think that somebody threw the script at us.
There was no script. The zombies tore that shit apart.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of talk about how the 3D technology. Now, if I'm correct, this is the same 3D technology they use for Avatar. Guess what?
The same cameras that James Cameron developed.
Yeah. This ain't no Avatar. No. James Cameron ain't got shit to worry about with this. In fact, James Cameron should be like, give me my goddamn camera back. If that's what you're going to do with it, I want it back.
Yeah, stop fucking using my name in your advertising, all right? Get my fucking name off this film.
Yeah, please. Exactly. I don't want to have anything to do with this piece of shit. No, I wish to God, really. That last movie, I did enjoy. I wish I didn't have to talk so much about this film. I mean, it's so many ridiculous things to go to just.
Oh yeah, no, we could go all night.
We could pick this totally apart. Like for another thing here, like, did you notice that when they found the survivors, that all of them were either actors or talent agents or models or wannabe models. I mean, if you weren't, then you knew that was the person who was going to die first. If you were ugly, that means you were gone. You know.
Which I didn't think there were any ugly people in here besides the zombies who are hard. That's another thing. The zombies are barely in this fucking movie. I mean, you rarely get to see any kind of real zombie action. But yeah, no, you're right. As far as these supporting characters that they have, these supporting characters are the biggest cliches of any movie. I mean, there's a guy you meet who is a movie producer who is supposed to be like, Burke from Aliens.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be that guy because, they really don't give you any reasons why he's a dick. So they let one of the other characters tell you like, who's that guy? Oh, that guy right there. That guy's an asshole. Asshole.
Oh, yeah.
At some point, he's gonna screw us in this goddamn movie. But that's him right there.
Yeah, you might as well just had a neon arrow pointing out asshole, which I actually did. There were some characters that I did like. The characters that weren't from the game are some of the characters that I at least thought would. Okay, I don't have to hold them against any kind of canon from the games. I don't have to and because they're exaggerated, they're actually a little more fun. Kim Coates is the guy you're talking about that plays like the agent. I thought he acted, it was over the top, but it was. I think he had fun with his role. Where I was like, I'm getting something out of this from his performance. For all these bad performances, at least he's playing his with fun. And then the guy who was like the black dude was a model, a guy named Boris Kodjoe. I don't know. I just for some reason I just you always want to root for one guy to live, and that guy just seemed like a nice guy. I don't know why.
I was trying to find somebody to root for, but I mean they really didn't give me anything as far as any kind of interesting story about any of these characters besides they were just there to fill their roles. The worst one though is the guy who played Chris Redfield, the guy from Prison Break. I mean, I was like, really, you're just going to take a shit on this Chris Redfield character? You're not even going to try to do anything cool with him? I mean, because honestly, he was like, his character in this film was the guy who is, they have him held up they have him in lockdown for some reason. You don't know why. He tells you why, because they think he's a bad guy, and he's really not. We all know he's not a bad guy, but he tells you, and I'm not the bad guy. I'm really not the bad guy. You need to let me out of here, goddammit.
Yeah, he pretty much is almost like grabbing Mia Jovovich by the neck. God damn it, I'm not the bad guy. Well, I tell you, God, fuck you, bitch. I'm not the bad guy. Let me out of here.
You fucking bitch, get me out of here. And then like the 90% of his acting in this movie is giving people the stink eye. I mean,
that's why I don't really want to blame him, because he's giving some of the he actually has some of the worst lines in the movie.
He does.
Like
he has the worst.
He walks into a room and his line is, I'm confused.
Yeah. I was waiting for him to go, what is this place?
And you know what else I love? I love, like, okay, everybody's gone. Society's gone. I'm sure convenience stores and malls are gone. But the hot girls in this movie, no matter what they go through, they have lipstick on, their hair is nice, their eyebrows are plucked. I mean, there's one scene where Ali Lauder comes out and attacks Mia Jovovich, and she's got stringy, ratty hair. Looks like a wet mop on her head, and clothes all bad. And then once Mia Jovovich kicks her off and she lands on the ground, Ali Lauder stands up, and it's a cut, and she looks back. Instant makeup,
I know.
Just like she just had a makeover.
I think the sun shines on her face and she starts to glitter. Yeah. No, but yeah, as far as Ali Lauder, like the really long extended action scene with her and the character of Resident Evil 5, when they're fighting and you see like water beads hit her, and it's just her with being drenched with water. I thought I was watching like a Pantene Pro V commercial. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, what is she gonna? I mean, all this time that it's taken for that big ass character with that big ass fucking meat tenderizer to throw his shit at her. I mean, she could have easily washed her hair, rinsed and repeated, before that motherfucker even threw it. Because I mean, I was like, what the fuck? I'm tired of looking at this chick. All right, she's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus, you have to put it in slow motion.
Looking at these beads of rain,
And you were so right. There's scenes where Paul W. I'm just gonna say Paul Anderson. God damn, I'm tired.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, there you go. Paul, who gives a shit. Is he married to her? Is he dating her?
I want to say they were married at some point.
Well,
or either she is still married or they were.
I think they're still a couple in some capacity or another. Just stay at home and fuck each other. Quit making movies together. But he puts the camera on her. A lot of this slow motion is because it's just lovingly on her. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're so right, man. There's one scene where she's about to shoot some guy in the head, and it takes her a good 5 minutes to get across that screen. I was sitting up there, I fell asleep. The only thing that woke me up was when she finally shot the guy. Bam! I was like, where am I?
You remember that? You remember when you used back in the day when you had VCRs and you had that pause button, and you can go like track. Usually I did that during nude scenes, but it's like that motherfucker was doing this, but I'm like, they have their clothes on, dude. What does this matter?
Yeah.
Get to the action. This is like the 20-minute long action scene with no fucking action.
A lot of the boring parts in that movie is because he loves bullet time and slow mo and all that stuff so much that, man, look. Okay, we got it. The opening scene, I was kind of with you on that. Even though you did rip off The Matrix, I got it already. You want to show us how cool an action director you are. If you want to show us how cool an action director you are, speed this shit up.
No,
all right.
The other thing about that too is that he's doing this bullet time and he's playing this like industrial, metal soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, has this guy been in a coma for the past like 10 years or something? Because it's like, you know what? We've already seen The Matrix. We've seen The Matrix 2 and The Matrix 3. As horrible as those films are, they're really still trying their best to push, what can be done with that bullet time effect. This guy does absolutely nothing with it. The most I get out of these scenes are fucking tiny bullets, like I said, that I cannot see coming towards the screen. I'm like, that's it? That is all you got? I mean, this guy, like, I read an interview where somebody was like, okay, with this 3D that everyone's using, we're not going to get anything like a, let's say, Final Destination, where the tire comes at the screen. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, hell no. No, Because you want to know why? because I can't think that big. No, so you're getting bullets. You're getting bullets and you're getting butter knives being thrown at you, and that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have been honest and said that, but no, he's like, no, you're not going to get that. You're going to get something that you've never seen before. This is the first. He called this the first 3D action film of this year, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what I don't know if the zombies ate the action out of this fucking film when it was being edited together, but I mean, it is the biggest snooze fest I had to sit
Yeah,
through in a long
and it's a shame because when I went into it, I was really hoping it'd be fun because I was like, let me just take it out of Resident Evil. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to hold that against it. Now, me looking at it that way, this could really be the cool first zombie 3D film. You know, and you don't hardly get any zombies.
No,
you get that fucking Hammer guy, you know, but you get MC Hammer walking up there.
you get that, and you get a bunch of gopher zombies that aren't explained. Yeah.
But I was like, man, that which aren't explained either. And I thought, like, man, that's a waste. This really could have been a cool, kick-ass 3D, big-budget zombie film, or bigger budget than most zombie films. And you dropped the ball on that, man. You really did.
Well, that guy has been dropping the ball for so long. It really, I mean, walking out of that movie, I mean, I even told you, I was like, who in the fuck is letting this guy make movies? I mean, really. I mean, he almost reverts back as far as like the script of this film. It's almost like he went and reverted back to the way he was writing when he did Mortal Kombat. I mean, it really did. I mean, a kid could have written something way more exciting, way more interesting, and way more fun.
Yeah, who's giving him these properties? I mean, like I don't know
whose dick he's sucking, but he needs a bullet. I ain't gonna say that. If he were a zombie, I wouldn't hesitate about
you wouldn't hesitate to throw him to the crowd like
he'd probably be more creative being a zombie. Actually.
Well, he was a zombie when he made this script right there. I tell you, man, I do like some things about the film. I mean, I like the way it looks. I thought it was shot beautifully. I mean, I can understand why he wanted to do some of the slow-mo because the 3D, while not always that great, I mean, there is some good 3D parts in there. And it's mostly not when they're doing the gimmicky stuff. It's just when you're admiring the scenery or are you admiring, like, the way, like you said, the water comes down?
Or you seen the airplane fly in the sky? I mean, you know, because you're absolutely right. You know, this is a testament to really let people know that, you know, when a movie is really shot using the 3D technology that James Cameron invented, it looks great. I mean, in this movie, I never complained once about this is too dark and it's too muddled. I didn't get any of that watching this film. I was like, wow, you know, I can only imagine what Piranha 3D would have looked like if it were shot using these cameras, because you know what, or any other 3D movie that's come out.
That camera costs more than that movie Piranha 3D took to make, so there's no way you're going to use that camera for that. Even the directors are like, we're not doing that.
This telling me that camera costs more than Ving Rhames?
Yeah.
An atrocity, right?
Yeah, man. It really is a good looking film. I can see why they're bragging about the cinematography and the 3D. I mean, I just don't think it was used that effectively as far as a good film goes. And I like the things that they put in there. I thought that as much as I'm complaining about that big hammer guy, to see that character brought out from the game into the movie, I'm like, they did a really good job at bringing that character to life. I mean, it really is.
He honestly looked like he should have looked like. You know, when people complain about how characters from either comic books or video games, how, you know, you always have that idea of what they should look like on screen.
Yeah.
This was the greatest representation of what that character should look
he got some things
on screen.
Oh, yeah.
But he was thrown in a shitty fucking movie. That's the problem.
Well, see, that's the thing. There's so many things that are taken from the game that are cool. I mean, I played all these games, and I noticed, like, there's certain fight scenes where they took just small details from the game and put it in there. And a lot of these things look like I would imagine how they looked if they were filmed on the screen. I mean, the guy really does love these movies because he's paid that much attention to detail. His problem is that he loves these movies too much to where he puts the things in that they're cool to him. And it's like anybody who doesn't think about their audience when they're making something. It's just, I like it. I think this is cool. Everybody else will like it too because, hey, you know, it's cool. Why not?
Yeah,
you know,
it's like me liking lightsabers. You know, it's like, I want a lightsaber in there. Oh, look at that. That is the coolest. You know what? Make sure that lightsaber looks fucking great. Make sure it's shiny. I want that shit to be like glowing like crazy when these action scenes happen. What about the rest of the script? What about it? I want these fucking lightsabers done right, or I don't want them done at all. Yeah, but what about character motivation? What about it?
Yeah, it's like that's what you're thinking. It's like you love something to a fault so much that you love the imagery and the details of what you're looking at, and you've done painstaking research on that and put it in your film, and you forgot that one important element. Just even a small semblance of a story, just a small one. This had nothing. People, if you don't understand. If you haven't watched any of these movies, you're not going to understand what's happening here, and it doesn't really matter because the people who have kept up these films, it doesn't matter.
No,
There's nothing there to understand.
This could have easily been a standalone film because whatever happened in the last film, I mean, Paul Who Gives a Shit Anderson just completely threw it all out the window.
Yeah.
And, going back to that character thing, as far as the characters look, I thought this movie kind of had the same problem that Silent Hill did, where it had that one really standout character.
Pyramid Head?
That one Pyramid Head guy, where I'm like, wow, that is like something that should be like an iconic character. I mean, I expect people to want to go out and buy action figures because that's just the concept, the conceptual look of it is so incredible. But it's in a forgettable film, man, and that's too bad because the same thing happens here.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. And I've always liked the zombie dogs. This movie has given me something that I've always wanted from a zombie film. I want zombie animals. I mean, these movies are mutant animals. This movie has had man-eating crows. It has had dogs whose heads split wide open. I'm making another movie so I can get that zombie chimpanzee. I always wanted to see who would do nothing. He wouldn't attack it, but he just throw his shit at people's faces.
I want to see that, and maybe a zombie parrot where its ass opens up with teeth. That'd be awesome. That's creative. That's something I've never seen before.
Yeah, so I give him points for
I'm not gonna let fucking Paul fucking Who Gives a Shit do it.
Yeah, take him off. Give me some more zombie animals, and I'll be fine. But man, yeah, it's a guy who, and I will not say, I don't care what you say, I will not say that this movie is just goofy fun, because if the guy really did love this movie, then it wouldn't be as stupid as this. And you can look at it and tell that if this is somebody who want to make a goofy film, just a stupid, goofy, fun film, they did that too well. To the point where you just overshot your mark. Now I don't think there's anything in here that's done on purpose to be stupid fun. I think he really did want to make a cool version of a video game movie. I will give my rating right now. This film, it's funny that it's coming from somebody who says he loves a video game so much, because this is further evidence of what is wrong with video game movies today.
Yeah.
And I would love to just give this movie points for how good it looks. I would love to give it points for like small bits of action in there that are done pretty well. But there's just so many things that are wrong with this film, and like I said, it's really not helping the image of bad video game movies out there. It's lending more to it than helping it. So I was just so bored with this at some point. Either I was bored or just shaking my head at all the bad things that were in it, that I got to give this some bullshit.
Easily.
Some old bullshit.
No, this is the type of movie that it very much is like a walking corpse. I mean, every once in a while you'll see a little life into it. It'll stumble and fall, and it'll pick itself up like it did with Resident Evil 3. But with this movie, it just fucking fell back down again. It's still crawling. And the thing is that there's still more to come, which is the sad part. And I know this movie has its target audience, and it's not the audience. I don't think its target audience is the same audience that were really playing those games to begin with. It is getting some bullshit, and honestly, this guy needs to fucking stop writing. He needs to stop directing.
I don't think he even started writing.
Because this guy has taken every franchise that had at least some potential, and he's just turned it to shit.
Oh, yeah. He was talking about how I love Aliens and Predators, and look what we got out of that. Even though I like the movie, but I like it for all the wrong reasons.
But he fucked it up. All those wrong reasons that, that were there, somebody else took that over and made it worse. But it's unfortunate, man, because it's like, these properties, like, you can even say Mortal Kombat, I think somewhere, I mean, anyone, I know there's somebody out there can do a whole lot better of a job than what this guy has been doing with these franchises. And it's a shame that, he took really something that I really fucking loved and kind of, now he kind of made it, he's almost making it an afterthought to me. When I hear the name Resident Evil, I kind of think about these movies first before I think about the game.
I don't. I block these movies from my mind.
Well, it's like, you know what? It's like an infection. It won't stop because I'm constantly reminded, you know, when these movies come out that it's associated with Resident Evil, and I get pissed. You know?
Yeah, I look at these, and another thing that I think is a shame is that there's a lot of girls who go see this movie. And they feel like this Alice character is a really cool character. I mean, it makes them feel empowered. I'm telling you, when I was walking out tonight, there was a girl who was talking about, she loved it. It was a teenage girl behind me. She was like, yeah, the way what was that she said? She's like, yeah, I just want to go work out right now. I want to work out and just kick some ass right now.
I mean, that's like some fat guy, you know, walking out of the Expendables going, man, it makes me want to work out. I want to like be a man. I want to work out. I want to beat up.
And you're like, you ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna go home and eat. That's what you're gonna do.
Go home and eat, and you're gonna watch goddamn Rambo for the 15th time.
And that's what I started to tell that girl who was walking out behind me. I started to you ain't gonna go home and do a goddamn thing except paint your nails and get on the phone and talk to somebody. Except I was too scared she's gonna beat the shit out of me, so I didn't say anything to her. Left her ass alone. She was hyped up.